Turn to page 7 of the prayer book, please. In the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha. In the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha. In the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha. May all sentient beings have happiness and its causes. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all sentient beings never be parted from sorrowless bliss. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from bias, attachment, and hatred. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings. To you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer, the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings. To you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings. To you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. When, O supreme among humans, you were born on this earth, you paced out 7 strides, then said, I am supreme in this world. To you who were wise then, I prostrate. With pure bodies formed supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, fame that blazes in the 3 worlds, winner of the best, Lord, to you I prostrate. With the supreme sides, face like spotless moon, color like gold, to you I prostrate. Free like you, the 3 worlds are not. Incomparably wise one, to you I prostrate. The Savior having great compassion, the Founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you, the one gone to thusness, I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, the one path, the sublime pure reality, to the Dharma that pacifies, I prostrate. Those who are liberated and also show the path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realizations, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to you, the sublime community intending virtue, I prostrate. Homage to the Supreme Buddha, homage to the Dharma refuge, homage to the great Sangha, to all 3 ever devout homage, to all worthy of respect, bowing with bodies as many as all realms, atoms in all aspects, with supreme faith I pay homage. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions, perform only perfect virtuous actions, subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a mirage, the flame of a lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble, a dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud. See conditioned things as such. Through these merits may sentient beings attain the rank of all-seeing, subdue the foe of faults, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. From Tushita's hundreds of God's protectors' heart, 2-tip of this fresh, pure white heap, curd like cloud. O Lobsang Drakpa, Dharma's omniscient king, pray come to this place with your disciples. In space ahead, on lion throne, lotus and moon, venerable Guru, smile brightly with delight. Pray stay hundreds of eons to spread doctrine as supreme merit. Fill for my mind of faith. Your wisdom mind sees full range of knowables. Your eloquent speech adorns fortunate ears. Your beauteous body, fame, glory, outstanding. Homage to you, worthwhile to think of, hear and see. Pleasant offerings of water, various flowers, fragrant incense, light perfume, and so on. Oceans of offerings set out and envisioned, offered up to you, supreme field of merit. Non-virtue committed with body, speech, and mind, which I have heaped up since beginningless time, especially what has contradicted 3 vows. Each I confess from my heart with strong regret. In time of strife you strove to learn and practice, shunned mundane concerns, made life essential. O protector from death of our hearts, we rejoice in your powerful great deeds. Venerable Gurus from love and wisdom, in your Dharma Kaya sky, play loose a rain of vast profound Dharma on fields of disciples just as needed. May whatever virtue that I've here gathered bring benefit to all beings and doctrine, and may it make Venerable Lobsang Drakpa's essential teachings specially shine forever. Mig med se wei te chen chen wei zi, zui me kem pei wang po jam pel yang, du pung ma lu jom se san wei dai, gang chen ke pei su gen song ka pa, long za dra pe jab la so wa de. O glorious and precious root Guru, pray take seat of lotus on my crown, caring for me with your great kindness. Bestow attainments of body, speech, and mind. O glorious and precious root Guru, pray take seat of lotus at my heart, caring for me with your great kindness. Bestow attainments common and supreme. And precious root Guru, pray take seat of lotus at my heart, caring for me with your great kindness, until supreme awakening remain steadfast. Homage to the exalted 3 jewels. Thus have I heard at one time the Blessed One was dwelling in Rajagir on Vulture Mountain, together with a great assembly of monks and a great assembly of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Blessed One was absorbed in the concentration, countless aspects of phenomenon called profound illumination. At that very time, the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, was looking perfectly at the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom, perfectly looking at the emptiness of inherent existence of the 5 aggregates also. Then through the power of the Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said to the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, how should a child of lineage train who wishes to engage in the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom? Thus he spoke, and the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, replied to the Venerable Shariputra as follows. Shariputra, whichever son or daughter of the lineage wishes to engage in the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom should look perfectly like this. Subsequently looking perfectly and correctly, existence of the five aggregates also. Form is empty, emptiness is form, emptiness is not other than form, form is not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness, empty. Shariputra, like this, all phenomena are empty, without characteristics. That is, they are not produced and do not cease. They have no defilement and no separation from defilement. They have no decrease and no increase. Therefore, Shariputra, in emptiness, there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no compositional factors, consciousness. There is no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visible form, no sound, no smell, taste, no object of touch, no mental phenomenon. There is no I element and so forth, up to no mind element, up to no element of mental consciousness. There is no ignorance and no cessation of ignorance, and so forth, up to no aging and death, and no cessation of aging and death. Likewise, there is no suffering, no origin, no cessation, and no path, no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Therefore, Shariputra, because there is no attainment, rely on and abide in the perfection of wisdom, and because their minds have no obstructions, they have no fear. Passing utterly beyond error, they attain the final state beyond sorrow. All the Buddhas who reside in the three times, by relying upon the perfection of wisdom, become manifest and complete Buddhas in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, and complete enlightenment. Therefore, the mantra, the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the equal to the unequaled mantra, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering, since it is not false, should be known as the truth. The mantra, the perfection of wisdom, is proclaimed. Tayata gate gate para som gate bodhi soha. This is how a bodhisattva, great being, should train in the profound perfection of wisdom. Then the Blessed One arose from that concentration and said to the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, well said, O child of lineage, so it is. The profound perfection of wisdom should be practiced exactly as you have taught, and the Tagatas will rejoice. When the Blessed One had said this, the Venerable Shariputra, the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, and the entire assembly, as well as worldly beings, gods, humans, demigods, Gadavas, and others, were filled with admiration and highly praised what had been spoken by the Blessed One. In the holy supreme abode of the Dakinis, possessed of clairvoyance and miraculous power, unwaveringly caring for practitioners as your children, homage to the host of the three places Dakinis, Akasama. Taya ta om gate para som gate bodhi soha. Through the power of truth of the exalted three jewel speech, may all on the side of negativity, such as the four Maras, be stopped. May they become non-existent. May they be pacified. All enemies, obstructors, and hindrances, shante kurie soha. The 80,000 types of obstructors pacified, free from adverse harmful conditions, all be conducive in perfect auspiciousness, bring happiness and well-being here right now. Saji Perki Jungshim Meda Tramri Rabling Ji Nidegen Padi Sanghe Jindu Meteoa Gidrogo chu ki chapa tu so idam guru rana mandala kam niryatayami. Changde Songi Chomna La Jakju Pardu Gapsu Gapsu Chi Dagi Chonyan Gepe Sonam Ki Drola Penche Sange Drupa Sho Changde Songi Chomna La Jakju Pardu Dagi Gapsu Chi Ki Drola Penche Sange Drupa Sho Sange Songi Chomna Tangju Pardu Dagdi Kapsuchi Dagi Chonyan Gepe Sonam Ki Drola Penchir Sange Drupa Sho.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you again. Happy New Year. Do you have a good time New Year? Do you celebrate it? What is it? Celebrate New Year? Yeah, the Lord, I think Western New Year's already done. The Asian New Year's coming, right? I think this year the Chinese, Tibetan, Vietnamese, same time. Therefore, anyway, my best wish for you already celebrate your New Year. You're successful, happy, healthy year. And also I'm going to wish to the coming New Years, the Asian people, also healthy, happy, successful year. This is really the one of the Tibetan cultures. Yes, I mean now we have some different thoughts, auspicious, always taught to be things auspicious, very important. Right? Sometimes this is also superstition. But sometimes this need, Also, do you follow the Tibetan calendar? Do you saw that, right? Calendar, don't do that, don't do that, do that, don't do that. And then you don't find any good days to the 12 months have 12 different animals. Our culture, the Asian culture, they are also the lunar calendar, they follow the different animals. Also the animals also connected with the earth, water, then wind, then what? Fire. They all put together, then I don't know how they count, then okay. Such persons should have a very good day, but another person very bad day. They were not everyone same ego. Sometimes they make superstition. I forgot English. I went to India just 6 months. I forgot the English. I'm talking English. Therefore, superstition makes us also more worst. Sometimes, you have to follow like that. Anyway, it's wonderful to see you, all of you again. I had also a very good time for India. Then maybe a lot of people also went, maybe some people went to India, their experience. Some people not idea what's India, what look like, how it look like. But India is a different country, completely different than here. But it's very holy place. Particularly the Buddhism is a very holy place, India. You know, they have some little bit discriminant, but Buddha, I don't know, Buddha, India or Nepal, he born that area, but he spent most time to study, you know, achieve enlightenment and pass away is India. Therefore, whole Buddhism is, India is a very holy place. That's particularly, you know, the Buddha Gaya is Buddha Chiba enlightenment, that area. Like a season like this time, there are thousands Buddhism pilgrimage, all different traditions are there. Like I went to the South India. South India is, when I studied that place, you know, some people went there. That I think this is the Tibetan Buddhism, the biggest Sangha community there. Maybe more than 10,000-15,000 monks, nuns there. South India, all different traditions there. Also, I studied that area. It's a very nice place, near the Bangalore. You guys know Bangalore, right? Then I went to the Saranath. Saranath is Buddha first giving teaching after he achieved enlightenment. After 49 days, he didn't teach. Then the Saranath is first place to teach 5 disciples. Have you heard the Saranath, everyone? Tibetan called Varanasi or Saranath. You went to Saranath this time, right? How many days? Just 1 day? 3 days, yeah. Have you been there, Saranath? You been. Laura, you went there, right? Really? Oh, you went there? Kimber went there. Then no one went. I think we should go to the pilgrimage. You know, here, dum. This is, you know, holy place to Saranath. Now from Saranath to Buddha Gaya, not too far away. The Buddha Gaya is a very holy place, yeah. His Holiness Dalai Lama. Also he went to this time, Saranath, Sera, then Saranath, and Buddha Gaya. I just follow him. Then also he recognized every time. You know, I got to follow him and say, oh, you're here, oh, you're here. It's wonderful, you know. Then I have a very good time. Buddha Gaya, about 3 weeks. I got a little bit sick, but no serious. You know, there's so many different pilgrimage. Also, His Holiness Dalai Lama gives the very great teachings there. Also, there are all different traditions, monasteries there. Thai, Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos, Sri Lanka. I don't know Chinese. There are a lot of temples for that. Anyway, then I went to the Nalanda. The Nalanda is the most India scholars, like monastery. Study that. It's not far from Buddha Gaya. It's not renown, that's just only the, how you call it? Ruins. There's nothing there. Because the India, the Buddhism is very, how you call it? Degenerate. Degenerate, you know. But still, you know, now they are coming back to new ones. The old ones are completely just gone. We're just looking for, oh yeah, there's some such, oh, there's such. Same as like Sri Lanka, I went there. But therefore, you know, India, you know, especially Buddha Gaya, all Buddhism come there. All Buddhism pray. There, you know, stupa. You know the stupa area, right? Every day, all different groups, different countries, different language, they pray, they chant, the prostration, the orphans, it's wonderful, it's amazing. But it's very dirty place, India. Bodh Gaya. Very dust place. It's very, very dust. It's not good conditions, but people do hard work. 2012, right? We went there. He was 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, you were on the line in the morning. That time His Holiness Dalai Lama giving the Kalachaka. There's maybe about 300,000 or 400,000 people there. Then you go to line, it's hours. They were getting 3 or 4.
Oh yeah, and raining, so cold.
It's raining, then also you have to line, go into the teaching place. The teaching start 10 o'clock, or 10 or 9 o'clock something. They finish up to maybe 3 or 4 o'clock. You enter, you cannot go out. Because very crowded, very small place, right? How do you got good space?
I got a great space.
You got great space? Yeah. Easily, you put your cushions today, tomorrow they're lost, gone. Therefore you have to go very early. Now listen, people are very hard working. In the morning, they're all day. Then in the bathrooms that day, that's very yucky. But I'm talking about very way, okay? But you see, the food conditions, weather conditions, the living conditions not very good. The people are very hard working to create the merit. Right? You went there, right? That time not many people.
Well, he wasn't there.
Yeah.
His Holiness wasn't there.
Yeah.
So, but still, thousands of people.
Thousands of people there, right? Yeah, there's also winter time, there are all the people. The summer is very hot. There were people very hard working over there to create the merit, Buddha Chivilatma that place. In the morning, 5 to 9, just all day people just crying, going, coming. Right now also very strict, the second service, also you cannot take the phones, big bags, you have to line, it's very strict. But people try very hard working, create the merit. In order to achieve enlightenment like Buddha, we need to create more merit. Therefore, we go to the pilgrimage to see the holy place. It's also good for us to create the merit. Right? It's not heat there. It's very cold and not heat. You have to just go there. Like that, I have a very good time. Anyway, I just saw the Lama Zopa Rinpoche and Ling Rinpoche, Tari Rinpoche, Chadu Rinpoche, and then Gate Rinpoche. Too many Rinpoches. You don't know what's Rinpoches. But anyway, all the high lamas there. Very good time to see them. Like that. This is my story for the India. Then I miss you guys. Then very nice to come back. Like example, if you go to India, you get a lot of experience, I think so. Right? If you just grow up here, then you have no idea how it looks like India. But you went there, there's big difference. Thousands of beggars. Do you saw the beggars? Everywhere. A lot of homeless people. I don't know, all the homeless people come to the Buddhism place. Sometimes Buddhism, we talk about the generosity. You do generosity, you become very rich. But the Buddhism place have so many beggars. What happened to them? Anyway, there are some business guys own the beggars. They bring the people that they make the money. I don't know if it's true or not. It's very, very sad. Good morning. Thank you. Okay. Anyway, like that. Then now we're going to start a New Year's program. Motivation is very important. Before I went to India, I really told mention you guys to purify your negative karma and bad thoughts to live the old year. Don't take new year. The Tibetan tradition, before New Year start, we do clean our house. All the dirt we clean and take out. Then we don't, like, the purpose of that is so we don't want to keep our house very dirty to New Year. Is Chinese tradition do that? We are Vietnamese? Did they clean the house? Chinese? We do that, right? Yeah. This is our tradition, This is, connected with our practice, our seven practice. It's clean your house, then put the offering, right? When you have very clean house, even all the deities, they will come with us. Like example, even your house is very messy, then people doesn't like to come there, right? You have 1 week food, leftover food in your sink. Then your trash bag become blue. Can you spill it out? Your trash can spill it out. And the sink, remember 1 week old food is still there. Then you are dirty clothes, everywhere there. Then people don't like to come, right? It's a very messy place. But your house is very clean, like you sing and everybody's clean. The people come there, this great family. People feel different, right? Like us, when we come out, we clean everything in the rooms. I don't know everyone. I was one of my friends, the young girl. She's from Russia. She's very, comes to here. She's very like, how you call it? Very clean, good dress. One day we have some party or something. We went to her house. All the things just for the old days. Then the trash, complete just full, just. And everyone said, what you look at? Also you look nice, very, how you call it? Nice, neat, neat or clean? Or how is that? Neat, but you look terrible. I said, we are funny, I told them. She said, this is my habit. I don't like to do that. Clean body. When you are very clean people, your friends, neighbors, they love it, right? Yeah, nice. Then you have a bad smile, then, even someone have to talk to you maybe 5 minutes, they just wish to finish. Right? This is exactly the same. We say, Buddhism is a 7 limbs practice. It's most important, also basic practice. It's not too high something, very basic practice. First clean the house, then you often, put the altar. That means, if you have a clean house, then all the deities practice, blessings also come to your house. Therefore, this is I'm talking about the New Year. Our tradition at New Year, we try to clean every in the house, on the top to on the basement, try to clean much as you can. Then Tibetan tradition, they're wearing the new cloth and the New Year, the morning. Have you guys do this? Westerns? No, right? How about the Asians? Is Chinese do this? Right? And the parents give the new clothes, and we were kid, they give new clothes. I was monk. In India, the teacher give us to new robes the day before night, that New Year. Then, in the morning, we wear the all new. It's very, everyone very exciting. We just put everything on the floor and just live there. In the Tibetan, we wearing before the parents go back. We just wear all them. Then we just sleep. Tomorrow we get up, we already dressed. This is our tradition. Anyway, Therefore, New Year, we need to be the new person, new mind, new home, new practice, new idea, okay, new thoughts. Bad thoughts we don't want to take in or New Year, just keep out, okay? Therefore, now this is the start New Year. This is 2018 our first class. I hope you are not bored. Therefore, everyone, just try to create motivation, maybe last year I have some difficult situation or I did some bad things. I didn't do a very good study, but now you just keep the promise, okay, New Year, I'm going to do, you guys read, just time, schedule, what to do, what to not do, like that. You can do promise, right? And then you can follow that. If you don't have any promise or something written, then you do, sometimes you do, sometimes not. If your mood's good, you do. If your mood's not good, you doesn't do. We need some promise, okay? Okay, this year I'm going to study that book. This year I'm going to practice every day like that. And okay, this year I become more patient person. Okay? And this year I become to more happy person. But if we just wish that it doesn't come, then we need to do some actions. In order to action, then we need to also know how to do that. Then we need to study. Okay? Therefore, it's good to everyone something to put some promise. Is a promise? Commitments, okay? For example, like our tradition, me, myself, like I'm the monk. I say, okay, I have so many different daily practices, but like common us, okay, before go back, 3 prostrations. If you keep this like 20 days or 30 days, then it becomes habit. When you go before, your mind thinking go back, your mind will remind you, okay, do 3 prostrations. No one have to say, this is your routine. It's habit. Habit is very easy, Anything you got 20, 30 days, you do that every day without loose or cutting, then they become habit. Okay? Then, keep like that. Okay? Then every day I'm going to meditation 10 minutes, Bodhisattva. Just do that. Try to do every day, little bit effort, 20, 30 days. Then, whatever it doesn't matter, whenever it doesn't matter, is remember you. Okay? It's very good. You just a little bit, commitment, okay? Then you have commitment, sometimes you do, sometimes not do. Then you our luck. Same as this year, same as next year, same as next year, you're just same person. Okay? Anything, meditation, compassion, bodhicitta, loving kindness, be happy, okay? Just 5-10 minutes. Then, this is a guide to the Bodhisattva way. His Holiness always mention this. If you do this like daily practice, study all the time, if you read this book 9 times, you can understand 9 different meanings. Then we say, is the book change the meaning? Still, book doesn't change meaning, but you get more knowledge. Okay? Therefore, there are 10 chapters. You can read, each chapter. Okay, I'm going to read maybe like, first chapter, maybe 1 month. Again, understand. You don't have to, finish that, not like that. First chapter, 1 month. Then read that. If you have some doubt, you don't understand, then read another, commentaries. You can more understand. Then meditation. Okay? This is very important, okay? We need to do some commandments. It's hard. Commandments very difficult. You can do your commandment yourself, okay? You command with your teacher, then you don't do, you broken the law. Okay? Okay? You say, you go to teacher, say, I'm going to, how you say, like, Tharapare maybe 5 times a day. Your commandment. Then you broken, you forgot today, then tomorrow you also added broken. Then that's, oh no, I'm just keep that. Then you complete broken, promise with your teacher. Then you carry the negative karma. But you can promise yourself. There's nothing too broken. Okay? Okay, now we do a little meditation, okay? I think everyone loves to meditation. Meditation means, we need to think about something. The focus, familiarize to an object. That object also you can do many different objects. You can think about your own mind. It's very good for also. If not very good, you think about the statue of Buddha. If you don't like that, you can also think about some light or flower. Like Buddhism says, is a force very good for the think about the Buddha statue image, because you create the merit. Okay? Okay? Everyone close your eyes, feel you comfortable. Usually there are 7 or 8 different positions, but sometimes it makes you more uncomfortable because you think about that you couldn't think about otherwise. Just, whatever comfortable for you, just sit, relax, then close eyes, and then just start to very deep bring out and bring in 10 times, 9 times. The focus on the breathing, count 1 to 9. Breathing out, breathing in, and during that time, you're able to thinking. When you bring in, you visualization, all the blessings you bring in your heart. When you bring out all your negative karmas, bad thoughts, sickness, disease, go out. Slowly, just very deep, bring out, bring in, try to focus that, or remember that you bring in, out. Okay, now start thinking from your head to knee. Think about your head. Slowly, slowly go through whole body. Relax, peace, calm. Go through your own body 3 times. Go up and down. Try to relax. Try to remember your all parts of your body. Now, slowly think in your own mind. Can you find your mind? Can you identify yourself? Think in your mind. Your mind is object of your thinking. Then your mind thinking for wish to all Mother Sentient beings to be happy. All Mother Sentient beings, all the beings to happy. Try to thinking moment. All Mother Sentient beings happy. Keep their mind on the moment. Now visualization front of you, very gross, soften any beings. Not just all sentient beings to free from suffering. Like front of you, a bird, broken the leg, cannot fly, cannot find food, is very scared to human beings. Like that kind of very gross, suffering bird front of you. In front of you, the bird, broken the leg, broken the fly, wind, cannot fly, cannot get food. It's also he's very scared to all beings. Visualization like that. Try to feel something. Oh, it's very terrible. In order to, we need to develop our compassion. We need to see the very gross, suffering sentient beings. Then we can develop our compassion. Think of that. Okay? Then you wish, I hope it be free from this difficult situation. No one's taking care. No friends, no families, no the doctor, no nurse. That's you can see many times. You need to very strong emotion or strong feeling. Then you wish to, I hope, I wish it's free from this difficult situation. I wish never ever any other beings have this kind of situation, this kind of experience. Okay, that's good. Now we stop here. Okay? Is there something feeling? Although you cross all Mother Sentient beings are free from suffering, you don't get any feelings. Okay? In order to develop compassion, you need to summon very gross suffering. You can see that. You see something, right? Some birds, animals, some cats. If you see like that time you can develop your compassion. Okay? Like Asanga, he meditation for the Buddha Mantra 12 years. He meditated 12 years. He gave up 3 times. But the blessing of the Buddha Mantra, then he go back again. Last minute, also he give up. He come out, then he see the dog. The lower body is a complete wound, so many maggots inside. The whole body is very angry tried to bite him. Then he got very, very strong compassion, our fish. The ignorance, the angry. Here, angry tried to bite me, but lower body is terrible situation. It's very sad, very strong compassion. Then he nothing idea, he just close eyes. Very strong prayer, I wish to. There's one free from that kind of situation. Very, very emotion. Then he opened eyes. The Buddha Mudra there. The dog gone. Then he complained, Buddha Mudra, I very meditation 2 years, you didn't show up. He said, I was there before when you come, but you didn't see your ignorance. Today you see that the dog, you have very strong compassion, that you put away all negative karmas, you can see. Now negative karmas block us, they are called, how you say? Obscuration. How you call it? This block the sun? Clouds. When the clouds, really, I forgot my book English. I know that the words, but I forgot. The clouds block the sun, right? The clouds go away, sun we can see, right? Sun always there. When we fly, on the ground, look like it's very raining, very bad weather. Couple minutes go up there, there's no sun, they're all suns. Like that, our ignorance blocked our mind. When we clean our ignorance, then we can see everything clear. Like that. Then Buddha said, I was there, you didn't see. Then he said, no, you are not here. Then sometimes we know he threw in things, then put his Buddha mantra as a rule. If you don't believe, you can see when you throw, what is that? Spirit. And my rope, you can see that he put everywhere. Like that. Therefore, but today you have very strong compassion, then you put by your own negative karmas, now you can see me. If still he not really believed, okay, if you don't really believe, now you carrying me, you can go to your neighbors, he said, I'm carrying Buddha mantra, everyone who comes to see. Then he did that. He carrying Buddha mantra, he said, everyone come to here, see Buddha mantra. People think he's crazy. No one can see he's carrying Buddha mantra. He's carrying, but people have delusion, they couldn't see. Okay? Therefore, delusion is very bad for us. We need to try to get up that. Okay? Like that, when you come, meditation, compassion, you need to some object, just, oh, Mother, something free from suffering. You don't know who has problem. Right? Even I just see you guys, I don't feel anyone has some problem. You guys, looks good, like healthy, happy, your mind's very calm. I don't see any problem here. But maybe inside you have so many things to going on here. Therefore, we don't see. Maybe you see the very rough one, then it makes you very emotion. It's like change. Okay? Okay, that's it. Now my English is finished. Okay, my English is very broken. English is finished. I don't want to waste your time. He talked 1 hour. I don't want anything. What are you talking about? If you're used to my English, you can understand it. If you don't use then you don't know what he talk about. Therefore, you say, okay, I'll waste time. I'll never go again this. Anyway, today is that kanji ganzo ani tanganzo nyumo said maripa said pe mazu tanganzo la dunga teng te maresro.
So it is the delusion or the ignorance that gives us all the sufferings.
Today is a pena. Today nyumo mewa maripa mewa yola ani tela nyimbo gomko mato rana to mix them the bachu no to pento mares.
So in order to overcome or eliminate that kind of ignorance, we have to meditate or practice the antidotes, to overcome it. Otherwise, just by sitting like that or closing your eyes and trying to do some kind of meditation, we will not be able to eliminate that. So there is an antidote for everything, right? Even in this, the regular world, like when we feel cold, we have to apply the antidote, to stay away from the cold. So we make ourselves hot, or turn on the heat and something like that. So it just kind of becomes like an antidote, to overcome that. So when you first came into this room, was it cold here?
A little bit. Not. They already he's already there. But
so if someone didn't turn on the heat, then this house would have been cold, right? So the moment we turn on the heat, the cold starts to get less and less. Even though we don't see it, we don't realize it, but slowly, the cold is going away. And so it is the ignorance or not knowing that thing is the one that gives us all the problems. But most of us, we don't accept that we don't know, right? So if you are told that you are mistaken, you're wrong, then you will say, no, I'm not wrong, I'm not mistaken. It becomes difficult for us to accept that we're wrong. And so in order to know the reality, the knowledge, we have to study. And so anything we do, whatever kind of job or work that we do, we have to know how to do it. If we know, then we'll be able to do it well, right? But if we don't know how to do the work, then even if we have a wish and want to do that work, but we will not be able to do it if we don't know the way to do it, if we don't have the knowledge of that. So whatever we study or practice, we'll become expert on that.
I'm the death special,
So you have a particular job, right? So you are specialized in, so that you are good at.
Right?
So you become good in that job because of doing it, right? By practicing it, you become good. Otherwise, you would not become good. And so we have to study well, to understand about the reality and understand the disadvantage of the ignorance, especially the self-grasping ignorance. And so, just like Lama Zopa said, we're caught in the net, or the iron cage, of the ignorance. And so And then because of being caught in that net, we go through these three sufferings, like the suffering of change, and all pervasive sufferings. And so studying is very important. You have to study to understand that, how to overcome, how to apply the antidote and so forth. And especially in Tibetan tradition of Buddhism, it is very strongly emphasized. Like His Holiness always advises to study.
Okay.
And so we eliminate ignorance through study, you know. So when we study, then we eliminate the ignorance. Like for example, when we study A, you know the A. So you have eliminated the ignorance of not knowing the A. And then when you study B, then you eliminate the ignorance of not knowing B, like that.
Okay. How many people knows my name? Only people.
How many people know Geshe-la's name?
Yeah. Therefore, if you don't know my name, you are the ignorant by my name. Yeah, that's right. Also, I didn't really know you guys' name, also everyone's name. Also, I'm ignorant of your name. Think of the Shingo man was.
So not knowing, right? So I don't know, if I don't know your name, that means I'm ignorant,
Right.
about your name.
Therefore, that means much what the was.
So that's a problem, right? Is that wrong to not know somebody's name?
Right? Especially the Westerns, you don't know my name. Oh, really? If you know a long time, still you don't know my name. Right? Like that, ignorance is very bad, but we don't accept. Therefore, today is
and so in order to eliminate such kind of ignorance, we have to study. So study day by day. Every day, if we can study something, we can eliminate some ignorance. And so when Buddha first taught the Dharma, the place that I mentioned earlier in Sarnath, where he first taught the Dharma, he taught according to the mentality, dispositions of the disciples at that time. And so that teaching, which was on the Four Noble Truths, His Holiness gave that teaching in Bodh Gaya last time. And then secondly, he turned the wheel of Dharma in Rajgriha, Vulture Speak. And at that time he taught about the emptiness, like the Heart Sutra, which we recite before the teaching. And at that time he especially taught the emptiness of the object, among the object and object possessor, taught about the object, how the object doesn't exist from its one side.
And then
the third turning of the wheel of Dharma was given in a place called Vaishali. At that time, among the two, like object and object possessor, or the subject, object and subject, he mainly focused on the subject.
Okay?
And usually, of course, when we talk about the object and object possessor or subject, they have to go together, one with another, right? So just like the object doesn't exist from its own side, the subject doesn't from its own side also. Now the subject doesn't exist in a way it appears to us. And in the Heart Sutra, when we chant Heart Sutra, we come across these words saying no form, no sound, no smell, and so forth, right? So if you ask question, is there a form or no? Is there a form or no form? What will you say? There is a form, right? We can see. On the inside we see.
Okay. Do you know how many people see this flower? Okay. What color is this? It was a red. Red? No? Red? I don't know how you call it. Red?
Red.
Red? Then I something told us.
Reddish.
Everyone see? The flower do us. This Zura was.
That's a form, right?
Okay? And then they do us.
And that exists, right?
Yes.
And in the middle of it was.
So saying no form is wrong, right?
No, it's not wrong.
It's not. Then you don't carry your lesson. 아니 디고라 삼당 고르지 간조 요요레스 요나 간조 삼만지 요 말에서 조준데 가는 요 삼데 조준 나나 아 메토 마오데 오데 메토 마오는 건 상도 봤어 근데 영어 되고 제다 깬다 초바 뭐뭐 이래 때는 데 영어지 간조 메토 마보 따셔 버려 봤어.
So it does exist, right? The flower does exist, but there is a way it exists. So how we see the way it exists is different from how it really exists. And so that's the difference, right? So the way it exists, it does exist. The way it actually exists, it exists. But the way we think it exists, it doesn't exist. And so how do we think it exists in a way? In what way do we think it exists?
Okay. Example, someone suzuji government military US change to the US.
So do you all have somebody that you don't like or you don't get along with?
Yes, no. No, I live with everyone. It's very good. It's good. You need like that. You can go this way, it's a good friend, but not. Maybe your
so somebody that we don't get along with, somebody who we don't have a same view with, right? So that person is not necessarily always like that, right? Like, it could have been somebody that you liked so much. And then from the way he appeared to you, or the way he spoke to you, or the way he reacted to you, and so forth, depending on that, then you see him in different way. So it's because of that that person became someone we don't like, right? Someone we don't get along with. Because of that. Other than that, there's no person coming from his own side saying, oh, I'm going to be someone you don't like. Right? It's all leveled by our mind. Because of the way we think about that person, we label that person as someone we don't like. It's not someone who says, oh, I'm somebody coming from my side as someone that you don't like.
Okay?
Is it like that? So if you have somebody that you don't get along with, Sam doesn't get along in terms of the view, right? So someone who doesn't have the same view as you, can you think of somebody? Okay. Meditate on that person?
Boyfriend, ex-husband, ex-wife, or your neighbor, something. Anyone have something? Oh, yeah. Right? He was very good friend afterwards. Oh, I don't want to see anyone. Yes? Anyone have that? Yes? Anyone found? Yeah, no, we just honestly, You don't have to be, we don't have to say, oh, I'll something like that, but you can remember that, right? Then moment think, okay, how become first we are very good friend, after what happened we have?
So because of their reaction, right? How they act, how they behave, how they appear to you, it become different, right?
And it was.
And so then from there, then it became the person, someone you don't like, right? After that, then you start to, quarrel, or send a bad text messages, shoot with the bad text messages and like that. So it became like that afterwards. And so it is, from the person's appearance and your, idea about that person or thought about that person, it became like that. It's not someone who says, "Oh, I'm going to be like that" from his side.
Okay,
and so same with all the 5 objects like the form, smell, taste, and everything. They don't exist in a way they appear to us. So we have attachment to the form, right? And we have attachment to the sound, smell, taste, and the tactile object and so forth, right?
Right? How many people have attached for smell? Everyone, right? Very good smell.
Attachment for smell.
Attachment. We go to the shopping malls, everyone just put the paper. By that, then we just... Then we say, "Ah, very good smile." The smile is not from you, the smile is just something you put there, chemical. Right? The sound, we say, okay, I like the sound. Then, smile, the taste, food. Like anything. We have...
So in order to overcome attachment to these 5 objects, and that's why it says in the Heart Sutta, no form, no sound, no smell, and so forth. So if we don't have attachment to any of those 5 sense objects, then we will have less problems, less suffering. If we don't have attachment, will we have less suffering?
We don't have attachment?
Yeah, we'll have less suffering. So if you attach, to particular object, right, and then you will have suffering according to that, right? If you don't have attachment, to that object, then you will not get the suffering from that object. Do you have to contemplate on that to know that, or you just know it?
Right.
Think about the reason, right? So we all have, most of us all have experience of that, right? So someone that we love, we're attached to, right? And so if someone else sees that person, or talk to that person, we feel jealous, right? And then we feel unhappy. When we are jealous, we're unhappy, right? So that unhappiness came from being, from being attached to that person. So after some time, you start to not like each other, and then you break up. And after that, you don't feel anything, no attachment to that person. And if someone else comes and talks to that person, you don't feel jealous, right? You don't feel jealous because you're not attached now. So because you don't have attachment, you have given up on that person, you have no attachment to that person, so you don't feel unhappy. You have that experience, right? We all have that experience. Does it work that way? Things work that way, yes? So just like it says when it says that no form, no smell, and so forth, and don't have attachment. So if you don't have attachment to them, then you will not have suffering coming from them.
Okay? What the da kanji hiram ni mona nga to me la da kanji ta tomani sa sung gres tomani sa de kanji kari me sun samana ji yo mare sam.
So in the Heart Sutta, when it says no form, no sound, no smell, and so forth, it's saying that the things do not exist. The form doesn't exist the way it appears to us, or the way we think it exists. And so it doesn't exist in a way it appears to us or a way we think about it, but it does exist. How it exists? It exists through dependence. And so if we really understand that, and we see the object things in that way, then definitely our suffering will be lessened.
Okay.
And then on top of that, we should generate bodhicitta. So if we have that, then we'll be a very relaxed person.
Right? And
so right now we don't have that much of bodhicitta, right? Even though we try to generate it, but we don't have that much, right? Not the spontaneous one. And so we still have attachment to our side and hatred, to other side, right?
You know, Samishada Tata Chibajum, Tata Chibash.
So if we have bodhicitta, then we will see all sentient beings in the same way.
Tata Chibacheta Mambo, Tata Chin, Tiniglo to combat Tata Mambo.
So there are many ways you can generate that thought of seeing all sentient beings as equal.
Pesajana Nazo Tama, they want to Chibare, Dugamando Chibare is nothing on the Chibare, to Keneton was.
And so if we think of all sentient beings being equal in a way, in a sense that they all are same, equal in wanting to be happy and equal in not wanting sufferings. Right? Is that true? Can I accept that, right?
And then
some people causing so much trouble, there are many people in the world, right, causing a lot of troubles. Do they want suffering or do they want happiness?
Yes, everyone think about just maybe some people think. What do you think?
They want happiness, even though they're causing troubles, they still want happiness, right? Or they want suffering.
Some people are addicted to suffering. Well, they would say that they don't want it, but they keep creating the causes for it. So, what do you think about that?
Shantideva Deva, Deva, Deja Timubi Rangadeva Dartancham. That treat him, Raji. Deva and Deja Timubi Rangadeva Dartancham, she was Mishiba Wangi, and this was the Deva Namasajares.
So even though, so that's what Shantideva said, just like I said, even though we don't want suffering, we always run after suffering, thinking that that's happiness. We always run after suffering. Even though we don't, even though we want happiness, we, ignorantly we destroy the happiness as if it is our enemy. So even though we don't want suffering, we always run after the suffering, thinking that that's happiness. So that's because of ignorance, right?
Okay?
And so therefore it's very important to study, so we should study as much as possible. And on the side also, as we study, we should also pray, to one's guru, deity, and so forth. And so if we do that, then that will, give us a support, to accomplish what we want to study. And so that's very important, to supplicate, to your guru, to deity, or to Buddha, and so forth. Especially, someone who you study from, right? Your guru, someone who you study from, having that, kind of connection, devotion is very important. And so that is this blessing, that we can't see, right? Invisible blessing, that was passed on from Buddha's time. So Buddha taught this teaching, and then somebody received Buddha, and that person passed on, and then came all the way to your guru. And then so you had received that that power, the blessing, all the way from Buddha. So in the Lamrim teachings, it says that even if you study, even if you study or practice on your own, you can do that, but it will not be powerful, or it will not be accomplished because you don't have that blessing, the lineage, unbroken lineage blessing all the way from Buddha. So it is important, to study from a guru, and of course study on your own, and then and make request, supplicate to the guru, deities, and Buddhas, and so forth.
Okay. 오래 근데다 양로조 제가라 로조 제당 10배지 가디나 지금 마음고 좀 하지 근데 뎁증이라고 로조 야보지 대선로 선로당 공장 그래서 아니 뭐도 냠네 때 못하는 거예요.
And then also when we study, you have to be skilled in studying. If you just go and studying everything, then you won't get much. So whatever you're studying, focus on one text or subject that you're studying on, and then study that well, and then practice that.
단단하도 쉬어주 따로지도 가정도 지대만 가서 두바로 원래 두바로. 그래서 내가 오지 양지 수술록 근데 그때 선로당 공장 양하 먹으면 양한테 아니 주게를 지워 옛날에 아니 수술 빼셔가는데요. 일단 데려가고 고무지나 나도 찌야보시나 아니 제발 창을 해놓으시고 그래서.
And so like now we're studying this guide to the Buddhist way of life, especially particularly the 6th chapter on patience, right? And so so you should focus on that text, and then on that chapter, just study about that. Keep receive the teaching from the Guru, and then study on your own, and then also refer to other texts that explains about it. So if you know really well about that, then that will make easy to understand other subjects also.
Okay. 그러나 공자는 삼다도 빼는 것이 뭐라도 왔어.
So practicing, which involves like meditation, contemplation, and so forth, that's very important. Contemplation is very important.
저도 공자가 왔어.
Do you guys meditate?
Yeah, I meditation 10 minutes, 5 minutes. And 데리가려 가리나 공자 집을 공나야 하고 싶어서.
And so it's also good to meditate on same subject for a long time.
또想这个쌤 동반이 이제 장바고도 공부 그래서.
And mainly meditate on emptiness, bodhicitta, loving kindness, compassion, and so forth.
뭐? 어떤데 지금은 때려 양이 깔깔 다 공부 마부 지난데 때스스스 내려고 싶어하는 그래서.
And so more you meditate, the more familiar you will become, more clear it will become, and then you'll be well versed or expert on that.
한 잠좀 들이 제가라 나서시 게임 바신가도 도와나 얘기도 왔어. 나도 잠을 거든 얘기도 가서 야보시나 잠을 좀 한번 얘기도 왔어.
And so when we try to do those things, right, it is not easy because we always face with so many problems or obstacles, right?
이거 나도 로조 냠이 가르치는 나도 잠을 좀 얘기도 왔어.
So more we study, more we practice, more problems we face, right?
Like I went to the India. I got a lot sick. Cold, stomach, and jet lag. I couldn't sleep night time. I'm just going to the car. 이제 딱 가서 주저하는 거예요. 그래서 강의 몸을 들게 왔어.
So studying, trying to go to, do practice, study and practice, but facing so many problems like that, right?
다 되어라 이야. 냠이 쳐야 되게 로조 쳐 병에서 뭘 삼 때는 놀러 왔어.
So at that time, if we think, oh, I came to study and practice, and maybe this is causing me the problems, then it's wrong, right? It's wrong to think like that.
One of our students, in a long time, he wanted some praise, sometimes he had some obstacles. He said to pray, puja. And we did, but still have problem. He said puja doesn't work. They think that they just go away. But this is not like that. 나도 매도서는 매 지금 몇 가지 병을 말되고 매일 맞아. 소소티 딱 지침 너무 속고 그러고.
So same with the medicine. So one medicine that works for you doesn't mean it will work for other person. Huh? So it has to meet with many causes and conditions also.
그래서 아야 소소 냠내 제 공자전에 약간 사실 나출로서 제가 병부터 대삼지 말했어.
So after attempting to do some practice and meditation, if you don't feel don't see much benefit, then thinking that Buddhism practicing Buddhism doesn't help. Don't think like that.
대전에 소수 좋아라고 그러듯이.
So if we think that, then we'll be the one to lose.
가나는 소수 제일로 나대 패도 없는데 구유샤를 봐. 아니 소대 그거 소송하세.
So so if we think like that, then it will stop, right? If we stop, then of course we'll not receive any benefit, and so we lost the opportunity.
다 들려가려고 다 내리 쳐다 다 말하다 내리 강이 몸을 들어도 되나 다내 말한 네 사샤비 랭가 받아서 단단히 개와시 저럴 때는 단단 문 바른데 야고 좋아해서 제가 심하는데 뭐냐 델리 누가시 이거를 삼고 그래서.
And so at that time, when you face all these problems, when you're doing the practice, if you first face problem, then instead of giving up, to do the practice, you should think, oh, it's very good that this is happening, to me now. This is the ripening result of my practice, in a small form. You know, if this negative karma were to ripen in a lower realm, it will be much more worse. You know, so it's very good that it's happening now like that. If you think like that, then you will not be so much worried about what's happening to you.
근데 단단한 도시 강의를 나가지 소소 제도도 왔어. 현실도 경고도 그리고 포도 모르셔 강의잖아. 아니 미국 제나처럼 맞잖아. 소소 되니 봐요 말아.
So right now, if you have some problem, you are strong enough, right? Younger, when you are younger time, if you have that problem, then you can do something, right? You are strong enough to do, you can do it. So it's much better. If you were to have some kind of problem when you are like 70, 80 years old, you will not be able to, tackle that yourself. You'll have to depend on somebody else to do it for you. At that time, it will be much more difficult, even in this very lifetime. And so that time we have already lost our, freedom. Right? The autonomy is gone, so we won't be able to help ourselves much. So now the older folks in the nursing homes, they don't have much freedom, right? They just go according to what they're told by the doctors and nurses. So right now we have more, right? So those who are not very old and not in the nursing homes, and they have more rights now, right? So the main thing is not to be disappointed, when we face some kind of problems. We always will face some kind of problems, so should not be disappointed with that. And so do as much as you can do, the practices, and then the main thing is to not do anything to cause harm to others. Right? Try to benefit them, if not at least not cause harm to them. And especially, practice that, towards the people who are around you, to your friends, your neighbors, who are closer to you. And if you think, oh, the people living in India, may they be free from suffering. People living in China, may they be free from suffering. Then that's not very genuine. Your love, is not very genuine. Your compassion is not very genuine.
We have not much connection, okay?
So someone who is causing you, aggravating you all the time, living right next to you and aggravating you.
Boom, 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 boom. Right? So
that's the kind of person you should have compassion towards, right? And of course, you should try to avoid that, but in a way. But then you should always see that person as someone like with ignorance and so forth, and have compassion towards that person. And also, chanting the prayers also helps to overcome these obstacles. Like especially reciting 21 praises to Tara, it really helps to overcome any obstacles.
Okay. So
if you don't know the praises of Tara, then at least the Tara mantra, the 10-syllable mantra, Tare Tutare Turi Soha, you should recite that. And so Aryatara, is the deity of the enlightened activity, and so therefore we have a strong connection with that. And any kind of activity that we are involved in, we can pray to Tara for the success and smooth of that activity.
Okay.
So whenever you feel like you have some kind of problems or obstacles, doing that practice or doing any kind of work, you should always pray to Tara.
I pray all the time, Tara. It's work. It's puja work. Okay? And then so
and so we all have connections, some kind of Buddhas and deities, so we should always go to pray to them.
Okay?
We do definitely. And so this is a new year, we should try to make ourselves a little better, better than the person of the 2017. The person of this 2018 try to make it better.
Yes, promise. Okay. So 감정적으로 담아야지. 그 다른 로샤에는 그 저한테 말아봤어.
You have to make the resolution, so you make the promise to yourself. If you just say, "Oh, I'll do whenever I can," then you won't do it much. But if you make a promise, and it will like remind you to do it.
Okay. 아니 론이도 줍들이 좁게 갈때 뭐 고용해서 답지 그랬어.
And so make the person of the 2018 a little bit more relaxed, more compassionate and so forth.
근데 당가도 롬한테 그 롬이 고유 정말가 비슷하고 소리하고 왔어. 롬은 고유 뭐가 비슷하고 소리하고 왔어.
And of course, this we are in a society or the environment where everybody becomes so busy, right? Very like makes very uneasy, for us to deal with our day-to-day life problems.
롬한테가도 군단이 그 멘토고나 주 다다다 메가 강가다 예요로 그 항상게 말어. 아니 그 멘고스나 항상 말어봤어.
So in this country, if someone were to ask for the prescription for a sleeping pill, right, a drug, to help you to sleep, it's nothing special, nothing strange, nothing, special, right? All the hospitals, all the doctors know about it, and they all have that, right?
가서 도시들은 메가지 더 있어. 메소다시. 아니 재미있어. 말 군단 니코무도 니코야. 니코무가 맞아. 군단 니코야 메소. 엠바 하사스로.
So like when I was in India and I had a jet lag, so I couldn't go to sleep in the night. So I went to see a doctor in the clinic and asked for a medicine to help me sleep. And she was like so surprised. You need a medicine to sleep? So they don't take, in India that's not a custom, right? So they don't take pills, to go to sleep. Just work hard.
Oh, you have jet lag, it kills you. Everyone is sleep, you just wake up, you more wake up. But anyway, 자가든 또 미국가 신당 tunji 좋다. 레레치 세마디 강에 레면 was.
So like India, of course they have the physical, the external facilities is very bad, but their mind is more relaxed, right? So they don't have problem falling asleep in the night.
그래서 다 나가서 쉬는 거나. 고난이보다 산이 소주로 되니 고도 왔다 비리나 아니 고도 왔어.
So my problem, my worry was that if I don't fall asleep in the night, then I will fall asleep during the teaching. So I don't want to sleep during the teaching, so that's why I want to be able to sleep in the night. So if I fall asleep in the teaching, then I don't receive the teaching, I miss the teaching, right?
로리로리 나도 야잖아 달로레 로지마 아니 야야야야니 나도 롱압주 두주 가야 돼 나도 빼면서 매일 하고 자로 그래서.
And so because of the environment that we're in, it becomes so hectic, right? The life is so hectic and so much problem that it's difficult to be relaxed and have a relaxed life. But we should try to mend it ourselves, so make it better from last year to this year to next year. Then it will be, then we'll get used to it, and then we'll be a relaxed person all the time.
Okay? 그래서 다음에 전화가 제가 소소 발전되고 있으나 좀 답스. 아니 사실 쌤 검사 또 많이 이제 그래서.
So this is kind of my advice, to you that whenever you face any problem, just pray to Tara, right? Recite 21 prayers to Tara, and also meditate on bodhicitta, loving kindness, compassion, and so forth.
아니 아직 소소 나딩으로 메사되잖아. 아니 멜라데 나한테 대래 부잡. 아니 아니 이제 메드사 아니 소소진 나사도 때문에 샘제 쓰지 않는다고 마음 와쇼 나요 같은 샘제 최선 요금 고쳐버쇼 샘제가나 나는 나고쳐버려서.
And so, and if you are sick, taking medicine, then recite the medicine Buddha mantra, and then blow to the medicine. Recite the mantra and blow to the medicine, and then take it. And that will help more, and that will make the medicine more effective. And also, of course, think about other sentient beings who are going through same kind of disease as you, right? So may all these beings who are going through the same kind of disease, same kind of suffering as me, may they be free from all those sufferings. Right? May my experiencing this disease fulfill their sufferings as well, so that they will not have to go through like that. Right? So if you think like that kind of compassion, that will help you also.
Okay? 어디 저 명가래가 지내려 어떻게 해봐나 명가래가 지고 가라 매 땡이려 어떻게 나니 지금 매내 나왔는데 부잡 매다지도 고 바로 배로 그랬을 텐데.
And if you are a nurse or doctor, you can also recite the mantra, medicine Buddha mantra. When you give medicine to them, the nurse, like if you're doing a nurse work and giving medicine, of course, to the patients every day, you recite mantra and then blow to the medicine and then give it to them. It will help a lot.
Okay, but don't blow the front of them, okay? Otherwise, they will risk. What are you doing? It's dangerous, this phrase, right? What religion? So
that's the day-to-day life, try to do that. Okay?
아니 나도 너무 롱고 쪽이래. 사실은 다다와 담보 쪽으로 왔습니다. 아니 나도 나왔지나 아니 나도 내 양치 경에 받치세요. 소소 소는 소소 쌓여지는 것도 촉다 부자 시월을 와.
And so this is the starting of the new year, right? So the first month, which is almost over. But anyway, we have pujas that we do here at the center, like maybe 4 pujas every month, in order to overcome the obstacles, purify the negativities, and accumulate merit. And we do these four kind of pujas every month.
그래서 아니 제토나 소소지 캐나다 와. 노달라 나와질 부자 찡동에서 소소 캐나다.
And so it will be good, for you to attend one of those pujas. If you can attend all of them, very good. If not, at least make a commitment to yourself to attend one of them a month. One puja a month, and then try to come and do that puja.
아니 나도 단달라비 즉 소속직 받치려고 도서나 아니 이제 도만도 도줬다고 그랬어.
And like I mentioned about the Tara prayers and Tara mantra is very powerful for overcoming any kind of obstacles. So and we do Tara puja once every month here. So it's good to come for that.
야 소소지 나대가다 소소 매가라가도 지와나 야 매란도 그래요. 밑에는 되게 지와나 야 되게 팽그랬어.
And if you have any kind of medical problems, sick or any kind of disease, and then we also have a medicine Buddha puja once a month. So it would be good to come for that.
뭐? 어디 들으지 손은 못 참아서는 가서 라마 집에 손이 있다 그러까지 나와지를 나도 대마 찌가 아마 부지 찌로에서 먹고 기도는 약 보여랬어.
And then in order to accumulate merit, purify the negativities, we also do a Guru Puja twice a month. So 2 times Guru Puja and medicine Buddha Puja and Tara Puja, so 4 pujas. So if you can make a commitment to just attend one, that would be very good.
Okay? 어디 들어다가도 이래 가서 집에나 나도 로요 제와라 나도 배나 가라사 강하고도 수분 하나 고도 대요 나도 로빠지고 뭐 보고 그랬어.
And so so these are very important things to do. In order to study and practice, we need a healthy body, right? So we need all this help, to be able to do the practice also.
Okay? 배나 나도 보고가 그 말미 시도 비도 애도 지금 마무리 고도 왔어. 대나지 가서 야보 영화를 때려 손은 뭐 소도 이식소도 마무리 로빠지고 고고 그랬어.
And so just like, we need all these vitamins in our body, vitamin A, B, C, whatever kind of vitamins they are that's needed in our body, just like that, we need these merits, so merits, and a collection of merits, a collection of wisdom, to help us to do our practice. And so I mentioned about these 4 pujas that you should try to attend, but if you cannot for some reason, then don't be disappointed, again.
Okay? Otherwise,
and then otherwise, then it will become again bad, right? It will become worse. It's just supposed to help you, but then it becomes worse. And so something that you have to be willing to do, not someone forcing you to do, but something that you are willing to do on your own.
Right? Example, today come to class, like today you sent this. You just volunteer, right? No, you have to go there. Just voluntary, everything to do voluntary, it'll be more flexible, more easy. Someone force, then just force. You don't want to do that. Okay? Like that time, now talk too much. Okay, now we stop. What was we talking? Remember? Do you remember?
Patient with you.
Patient.
Patience.
Chapter 6,
What verse?
what verse?
Verse number, do you know?
It is next. Good job. You got a good job. I was a doubt. I don't know which one. Good job. Okay, then we start next time. Try to read much as you can in your home. Okay? This is His Holiness also. Big advice many times. I used to this teaching many times. He said, This is you just daily practice. Very important. Okay, now it's done. Thank you. Now your job, my job finished.
It's all that dust. The dust. The dust of India. Okay. Okay. You turn to page 39 of the prayer book, please. Saji Perki Jushim Meto Tram Ri Rabling Ji Ni Degem Padi Sangye Jingdu Mite From my two collections, vast space that I have amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose mind's wisdom eye is blinded by ignorance. Even if I do not reach this state, may I be held in your loving compassion for all my lives, Manjushri. May I find the best of complete graded paths of the teachings, and may I please all the Buddhists by practicing. Using skillful means drawn by the strong force of compassion, may I clear the darkness from the minds of all beings with the points of the path as I have discerned them. May I uphold Buddha's teachings for a very long time. With my heart going out with great compassion in whatever direction the most precious teachings have not yet spread, or once spread have declined, may I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid. May the minds of those who wish for liberation be granted bounteous peace, and the Buddha's deeds be nourished for a long time. By even this graded course to enlightenment completed, due to the wondrous virtuous conduct of the Buddhas and their children, may all human and non-human beings who eliminate adversity and make things conducive for practicing the excellent paths never be parted in any of their lives from the purest path praised by the Buddhas. Whenever someone makes an effort to act in accordance with the tenfold Mahayana virtuous practices, may they always be assisted by the mighty ones, and may oceans of prosperity spread everywhere. In that snow mountain encircled land, source of every benefit and joy, may Lord Tenzin Gyatso Chenre Zig remain in life till samsara's end. Tong Ni Ning Je Zum Du Ju Pe Lam Che Che Sab Tse Gong Chen Ten Dru Gun Chak Na Pe Mo Tenzin Gyatso La So Adebzo Nedun 49, short, long life prayer for Lama Zopa Rinpoche. Tum sung chang jing chang gu ge wei ten zin gyom pe wei gun zo do por se chong sung ku wei le mon tu dru pa dak so do je gun du jab ten. Your form embodies all Buddhas. Your nature is that of Vajradhara. You are the root of the three jewels. Homage to you, O Gurus. In short, I seek your blessings, O Protector, to be cared for by you from birth unremittingly throughout all my lives, and thus to become your chief disciple, holding every secret of your body, speech, and mind. O Protector, please grant that all be auspicious for me to be foremost among your very first circle of disciples, wherever you manifest Buddhahood, so that all my temporal and ultimate wishes, without exception, may be effortlessly and spontaneously fulfilled. In all my lives, never separated from perfect gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma by completing the qualities of the stages and paths. May I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. Furthermore, in life after life, may I, pleasing him in return, be forever fostered by an accomplished Mahayana spiritual master, the source of every virtue of this world and beyond. In his care, may I inquire in him a firm, unshakable path, pleasing him by every means possible, doing nothing even for an instant to disappoint. May my spiritual master impart to me every instruction and every teaching in its entirety. Having understood them faultlessly, may I practice them and be able to bring them to perfection. May I never even for a moment fall under the sway of malevolent teachers and misleading friends. Having developed in every life belief in cause and effect, renunciation, the Bodhi mind, and the pure view, may I embark upon them continually with effortless experience. In every life, may every virtuous act gathered by way of body, speech, and mind be causes solely for the welfare of others and for the purest and highest enlightenment. Page 57, prayers of dedication. Through this virtue may I swiftly, having gained Guru Buddha state, place each and every sentient being without exception in that state. Precious supreme Bodhi mind, may it where unborn arise, and where born never decline, but increase forevermore. And we'll finish on page 75. Mixing it. Thank you, Geshe. You too.
Thank you very much, Geshe, and welcome back, Geshe. Wonderful to have Geshe back here. It's really good. And thank you, Damcho. So quick announcements. We have coming up this week, Wednesday, as Geshe mentioned, there's a puja. So we've got no Wednesday night class, but we've got Medicine Buddha puja. So everyone welcome to join. If you have any questions about it, you can stop me afterwards. So that's great. Then next Sunday morning at 9 a.m., we have the practice of the 35 Confession Buddhas, which is a purification practice. So we do the first Sunday of every month. January it was a little bit different, but typically on the first Sunday of every month we do it at 9 a.m. Please come join in. Don't worry about the amount of prostrations you have to do. You know, you do as much, as little as you need to. It's just a beautiful practice, especially if we do it in a group. There's a lot of powerful energy that comes from that. Then after that, just save the date. We've got Losar coming up. I think it's February 16, 19, 16th. Okay. And before that, the weekend before that, we are going to have a cleaning activity, so keep an eye for the newsletter. We will do it Sunday after class. So that would be, well, check the new, Sunday the 11th. So if you can help us Sunday the 11th in the afternoon after class, be greatly appreciated. We will give lunch. Hello. So happy to see you. And so that's for Losar. And then in April, we've got Venerable Robina here starting April 3rd to April 7th, I think, or 8th. And then the next weekend, we've got Professor Robert Thurman teaching on the Friday and then on the Saturday as well. And then the Saturday evening, we've got a special center event as well, a gala event, which everyone will be invited to. We'll send out more information. That's it for now. Again, welcome back, Geshe. Welcome back, Anya Shin. Thank you, everyone.